Hey guys, Swordex here. Today I'm bringing you another deck profile. As you can tell by the starter, we're continuing our waifu kind of thing. We're doing a deck profile on Gredora, the new Megacolony waifu. So yeah, we'll just get started. Starting Vanguard, Promularva. I know some people I'm pretty sure. No, I know people said in the beginning like this card is trash. Though a lot of people run the card anyways. Skill is Cardbox 1, put in the soul at the beginning of your ride phase. You may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card and rest all your opponent's units. It's meh at best. You're getting extra draw at the beginning of your turn, though albeit you're losing counterblast and you're losing a card on your field. Albeit though the deck can countercharge, so it's okay. Yeah, but extra draw is nice. Also gets away with like not dying to like Kagero before they can do stuff. So like before they can pop it, you can use the skill to get an extra card. Get rid of it before like any kind of control deck. You kind of like, oh man, okay, shove him to soul and I just get a card. The rest is just in case they put like a grade 2 behind your Vanguard. So yeah. Yeah, nothing much else to say. Except his class set looks nice. So yeah. Grade 3s. Run Miss Queen herself. Darkface Gredora. So pretty annoying card if you don't know how to work around it. First skill is Cardbox 1. When she's placed on Vanguard Circle or your G unit strides on top of her, you can get Cardbox 1. If you do, choose one of your opponent's columns, and then your opponent cannot call anything at the start of their next turn in that column. It's a really annoying card. It's a really annoying effect. Essentially, you're negating your opponent's like playstyle of calling anything, including superior calling. Though there is kind of like a loophole behind this, because the effect doesn't start until your opponent's turn. Your opponent can actually still call cards during your turn. So example, like New Nectar has their Rain Breath Dragon. If they G guard it, they can superior call something from their hand to the column before the effect even goes off. But it's still but it's still really annoying in general. Her second skill, for Soul Blast 1, at the beginning of your ride phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, your opponent chooses one of their face-up cards in their damage zone and turn it face down, and then you countercharge. So yeah, eating resources, something that we haven't seen much of yet, and it's a pretty cool skill. Eating your opponent resources and gaining resources back yourself is really, really good on your end, really annoying in your opponent's end. Yeah, Gredora's a really annoying card, and I wish Bushiroad kind of put out more kind of like using your opponent resources kind of thing, because that's a really interesting effect. And lastly, because this is a Darkface deck, you should run more Darkfaces. So we run 4 of the new Darkface, well, the newer version of the old Darkface, and now he has the name Alicides. You run 4 Darkface Alicides. I know some people run 3. I run 4 because he's a pretty good card on the rear guard. So skill, Cardbox 1, Soul Blast 1. When he's placed on Vanguard or rear guard circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a column, rest all your opponent's rear guards on that column, and then they cannot stand during their next stand phase. So stunning is the Megacolony kind of thing, and it works for a column. It bypass resist, so that's pretty good. And next skill, the skill that makes him kind of good, not kind of good, really good. Vanguard or Rearguard, Generation Rate 2, Dark Device. During the battle that this unit attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets 10,000 power, and your opponent cannot intercept. So he becomes a 21k attacker by himself before being boosted and before triggers. That is really annoying. Really painful too. So it's yeah, Darkface is really at it, though he can die to like Denial Griffin, so but still like 21k body before swinging is before boost or triggers is pretty effy. Secret Toots, 4 Dangerous Horns. This is the Darkface 10k body. So on place Vanguard or Rearguard, you reveal a card from your hand. If that card is not a Darkface and you don't have a Darkface Vanguard, he loses 5k power. But you essentially, if you ride him as a grade 2 ride, make sure you have the Darkface in hand. Otherwise, you're just a 5k body. Either way, the 10k body is great. Just kind of helps with the rush if you're getting rushed down, like if you're playing against a rush deck. And then his other skill is if you have a grade 4 Vanguard with Darkface in his name, and then the number of opponent cards, rear guards that are standing is 1 or less, he gets plus 16. Not plus 16. He becomes a 16k attacker. That's a magic number. You know, you need, so your opponent needs to drop a 10k shield to guard the attack. Really good card. I like it a lot, and I like the 10k body. Really useful. Next, 4 Punish Stags. Yeah, the grade 3, the grade 2, and the grade 1 lineup are going to be really similar to other Darkface deck profiles. But yeah, 4 Punish Stags from the Tech Booster. Still a good card for the fact that you can essentially draw a card if your opponent doesn't retire or get rid of their with the rest of rear guard. So on place, Dark Device, Generation Break 1. On place rear guard, you choose. He becomes 11k attacker. You choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and then until the end of your opponent's end turn, he gets the skill that at the end of their turn, if this unit is still rested, you draw a card, and then it can't stand during the next turn phase. So basically, stun one, and then essentially, if he doesn't stand next turn, you draw a card. Pretty good because you're plussing out of it. So that's nice. And finally, 3 Bolg Wasp. Pretty good. He's a pretty good card on place because he swings for a big magic number. So on place, Dark Device, Generation Break 1. He gets 2k power, and then if the number of face down cards in your opponent's damage zone is 2 or more, you rest all of your opponent's rear guards, and then he gets another 5k power. So that is 16k, so another 10k guard, and this is before boosting and triggers. But only 3 of him because the power gain is nice. That's all he does. Like Punish Stag does a lot more with the essential, with the potential to draw 1 at the end of your opponent's turn. Grid 1s. I run 4 Strive Fodders. I know some deck run 3. I run 4 because for some reason I keep getting this guy into my hand and not Gredora, so I kind of need it a lot, and it's a stride deck, so you're going to be striding a lot. 3 Vulcan Lafertei. Still a really good card. He has a pseudo resist if you have a Darkface Vanguard, and your opponent, and wherever column he's in, your opponent in that same column can't intercept, which is nice. And Dark Device, Generation Break 1, at the beginning of your main phase, you can put him to soul, and you draw a card. No, not draw a card, that's a different card. You countercharge 1. So essentially, gaining soul for skills, getting counterblast back for skills. This is a really good card, but the grid 1 lineup is tight, so I can't run 4. This is the one I was talking about, where you draw a card. 3 Twilight Matter. Essentially like a Jeffrey clone. If you have Darkface Vanguard, and he boosts a unit, you can give him 3k. If you do give him 3k, at the end of the battle, you draw a card and you put him to soul. So plussing 1 from hand. No, it's not essentially plussing 1. You're drawing a card, which is good, and Building Soul for skills like Gredora's and Darkface. Alicides. I'm going to say Alicides now because you might get confused. And then finally, for Weevil Underwood. So I think that's how to say his name back in the English stuff. But yeah, for Black Weevil. So is essentially your PG, but he protects all dark faces. So you're great. So if you want to protect your Alicides, you can. And then his other skill is from Drop Zone. You bind 2 copies of it. You draw a card and then you counter charge or soul charge. Again, building resources, drawing cards. This deck draws a lot. So yeah. But my trigger lineup might say something about that. Trigger lineup, my trigger lineup is very, it's kind of, it's different from what other people run. I run 4 Darkface crit, because it's Darkface crit. 4 of this machining crit. This is a really good crit. Generate your break 1, return it to your deck on rearguard. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and that unit cannot stand during your opponent's next stand phase, and then shuffle your deck. The thing is, you can put this card back into the deck before you choose the unit to stun. So if you really want to recycle like the creature back into your deck, you can put it back in your deck and target a card that has resists. But it won't go off. The skill won't go off, but you still put back a crit trigger. So yeah, recycling crit trigger is always good. And I run 2 more crits. So this is 10 crits. I run 10 crits and 2 draws. The draw trigger is just like a precautionary thing. In case because sometimes I feel like, despite drawing a lot, I feel like I don't draw enough. So I run 2 draws. I guess because I play Nova Grapplers, I want to draw a lot more. So 2 draws, and then finally 4 heals. The new machining heal that when you pay for G guard, you can bind 2, you can counter charge or soul charge. So yeah, really good heal trigger. On to the G zone. 3 overwhelms you can run for. I've seen Decklist that runs for. Running for is a pretty good idea, but I'm not going to pay money for a 4th one. Yeah, Overwhelm. The only strat you'll ever go into in this deck. Skill, Counterblast 1, flip anything from your G zone face up. Draw the same number of cards. You can draw up to the same number of cards as your opponent's rested rear guards. So you can potentially draw 5. And then if the number of opponent rested rear guards is 1 or less, she gets +1 crit and +1 drive. That's nice. That's stupid, and it's nice. And then her Generation Break 3 skill, unfortunately, is kind of lackluster. Dark Device. Your opponent gets 2k for every face down card in your opponent's damage zone. It's lackluster because for the fact that they can easily G-guard or use the unflip perfect guard to unflip damage, and then you essentially lose that 2k power. Well, overall, you're just gonna run her for her first skill, and it's stupidly good. 3, 4 if you're that kind of rich. Next, 2 Obtirandus, because why not just basically just F your opponent's fields? They know you can't call anything. Unlike Gredora, this Superior Call skill is active once your turn hits, so they can't use Rain Breath Dragon to Superior Call. So yeah, essentially you can punish them for not having a ward. Well, you can also kind of punish them for not having a ward with Overwhelm. This is just more annoyance. Next, your flip Fodders for Overwhelm. Seabreeze, you have Seabreeze here just in case, because you are a strike deck, you need Seabreeze. Paraspear, just for that draw. And this dude, Anguish Sword, for the draw card and counter charge. But again, these cards are essentially your flip fodder for Overwhelm. So yeah. 1 GB8, if you ever get to that point, which I have reached that point before. Generation Break 8, all your opponent's vanguards and rearguards lose their auto abilities. They can't intercept, and then all your units gets plus 5k for every rested card on your opponent's side. So every unit that includes vanguard and rearguard. So essentially, you can get, if your opponent has a full board, you can get all units gets plus 30k. Pretty nice, pretty good. Unless your opponents run stands, then you have a sad time. 1 Zoa. Zoa, you play a Zoo Nation deck. You can kill people with this if you can. I actually killed people with this card before with this deck. It's pretty fun. Yeah, so on plays, Counterblast 2, Ultimate Stride, you know, all that jazz. Draw a card, you call 1 card to rearguard, and then that card gets plus. That card's power becomes 99999, Quintet 9. And then if they take damage from the card that has 99999 power, they lose. Yeah, I've won games with Zoa in this deck, and it's pretty nice. I even won it with Neo Nectars too, which is cool. G Guardians, 1 Scarabags. Essentially 20k shield if your opponent has 2 or more rested units. 1 Grisfort. I used to run this at 2, but I find it like I didn't need to run 2. Catalyst 1, when she's placed on G Guardian on the battle that your opponent's vanguard attacks your vanguard, you can rest off your opponent's rear guards for Counterblast 1, and then she gains 5k shield for every 2 rested cards in your opponent's opponent's field. So yeah, it's Vanguard attack restricted, so it's kind of meh. Yeah, so I dropped her to 1 to put this card up to 2. Morphician, new G Guardian, from the new booster, clan booster, nation booster. Skill is when she's placed on Guardian Circle, if the number of opponents of standing rearguard is 2 or less, she becomes 25k shield. Pretty nice, easy, not like Vanguard attack restricted, so you can use it whenever you can. So yeah. And then finally, last G Guardian is the Fires Collection one. On place, flip over G Guardian. If your opponent, when your opponent Vanguard attacks your Vanguard, again, when your opponent Vanguard attacks, again, Vanguard attack restricted, you may pay the cost. If you do, your opponent has to choose 2 rear guards and rest them. If he or she did not rest them, you draw a card, counter charge, and soul charge. So the counter charge, soul charge is nice. Drawing card is nice. But yeah, again, in order to use the skill, it's Vanguard attack restricted. And yeah, that's it for this deck profile, guys. Gredora is a really annoying deck, but Stargate's coming out really soon, so that's gonna be fun. Yeah, I hope you like what you see. If you have any comments, you can put down below. You should be running the stand trigger. I forgot to mention that you can run stand triggers. I didn't like the stand triggers personally, but you can run the stand triggers. But yeah, comment down below. Like the video if you like what you see, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.